15
live
personnel were killed on D-Day alone.
very
So today,
special
official events taking place
D-Day anniversary,
across the UK and France. There's
81st anniversary,
Old Gold Beach in the commune of Anel to commemorate
UK 2025.
with a focus on Operation Aubrey involving the 4-7 Royal Marine Commando.
Time's at Bond.
The BBC broadcaster Paddy
It's Friday,
is there in a personal
the 6th of June.
to his family's connection with
Morning, guys, 25.
Talk to Paddy now. Morning to you, Paddy. It looks like you have a beautiful day there in that dramatic location, and yours is a very personal story, isn't it, of a link to that day and that time?
Yes, hi, good morning. It is a glorious day here, and I was born to a veteran who had landed on this beach 81 years ago.
Really?
That's how I started finding out about it. But we're going to meet some people who have neighbours who have stories and connections, Royal Marines who are obviously following in the footsteps.
You'll never see something, hopefully never in your lifetime.
So
A seaborne air invasion like this, on a scale like this, is going to probably not happen again in our lifetime. Hopefully not, fingers crossed. For the funds at the right side screen, let him comment in the box below what we think about this.
The UK to create an artificial harbour here after the landing.
That was the Mulberry Harbour.
So we can talk to Colonel Will Norcott here, who's the
Mulberries. This is fascinating. There's some of them left in Weymouth, in Portman Bill. Go down and have a look one day.
So tell me, what was the scene here on the beach 81 years ago?
God, devastation. Lots of gun shooting. And lots of mines on the ground. It wasn't safe. It was a terrifying scheme, terrifying, liberating scheme for France and Northern Europe at the time. It had to be done though.
Lost about 50 killed in action that day, many more wounded. They came across this beach and then they had to not walk, but fight for about 12 miles as the crow flies to the village of Port-en-Bessin.
Right.
And that was an important strategic location because that was the French end of what they called the pipeline under the ocean, which was basically a logistical umbilical cord that fed the rest of the force. So it was, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna replicate that march. So there's some ceremonial events here before we go. We're gonna
What a special, honourable thing to do.
March that 4-7 Commando made, and then and we're gonna end up in the village of Port-en-Bessin.
Last year, I believe you actually came ashore and waded through this surf. I mean, obviously you're a busy fighting Royal Marine officer. Does it still chill the bones now to come into this surf?
It does, and it was one of we were stood on that landing craft, and as
the aerial
it was one of
barrage
the
balloons
moments of our
we had
lives,
on the
because
ships
we couldn't help but imagine what it must have been like for our forebears
and over the
who
sea.
did it for real.
to keep
And
planes
then
from flying
also
so long
we
on your
saw
ship,
thousands of
protecting
people
them.
here last year. It's
On
quite
the
a moment.
our planes,
The
this took a
important
bombers,
thing is
and
to-
died
last year was
with
obviously a
plane
bit
bombers,
of
and the
a
Germans
year.
had in Little
The
Africa.
important thing is that we do
World
this
War.
every year because we need to keep the memories alive. We need to remember what our forebears did to us.
And you'll be bringing
As much as possible, for as long as possible. It's the idea, isn't it?
relevant to them? I mean, is it sort of a long time ago, and we read about the Strategic Defence Review with drones in the sky and tech. What's
Today.
the message for the young fighting men today?
The message is we need to keep these memories alive. We're lucky enough to have some veterans here with us this week, and our youngest people, some of whom, as you said, are in their teens, are telling stories with people who are over 100 years old. And what's really interesting is you mentioned the new technology, the drones, and those, we are modernising and we need to. But there's also many things that still, particularly the commando mindset for us as commandos, and some of the tactics and some of the, as I said, the sort of the mindset and the approach. Those things haven't really changed, and you can see that when you see young men and women speaking to men and women who are over 100 years old. You see that many things haven't changed.
Colonel, thank you very much for giving us a preview. We'll see it later.
You can learn a lot from people who fought in those war times, and you might even learn enough to perhaps maybe survive your next war. It might be different, but it's still some skills there to learn. History is very important, so always remember. Before them, before us, guys.
And the family I've met from Mansfield, would you like to come in, guys? Hello. Are here because their next door neighbour has a granddad who's buried near here, and we've just met today. You're Neil.
Yes, that's right.
Who's your neighbour, and where are they from?
My neighbour, this is my family, my neighbour Chris. My neighbour's Chris Newton. Obviously he can't be here, so we come to lay some flowers and a message for him.
The front's on the right side screen.
Grave, so that's something that...
The date today is, well, you know,
That's a
Friday.
big deal. And then what,
6th
is this
June.
your first time here?
First time
Time's at the
here,
bottom.
60th
Morning,
birthday this
guys,
year.
it's 1 and
Present
5.
from obviously my wife and the family.
What are you making of it?
Oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
What do you think, when you came, what did you expect to find? What's been different?
I don't know how emotional everything is. It's just the emotion when you're just talking to people. It's just very emotional.
And it's very nice of you to lay flowers on your neighbour's grave, on the granddad's grave. Well, I wish you a very good day. Thanks for talking.
Thank you, thank you.
Please subscribe to my channel, Simon Gems.
Behind our friends from Mansfield is 10 kayakers will be coming ashore.
Wow.
When they get to the beach, we'll be here with you as they're piped ashore by a lone piper, when about 130 children from the nearby school will greet the Royal Marines. Someone's firing up a tractor now, which is a very good sign that
Oh,
it's
right.
working. And there'll be a big ceremony here, which we should, all being well, be able to bring you live in about 45 minutes. And the scene here, of course, just to remind ourselves, 81 years
8:30.
ago was of mayhem,
Nearly.
of chaos, of equipment being lost, lives being lost in the sea, atrocious weather, and here today, for this 81st, the sun is shining on us.
Oh, what change.
Paddy, thank you so
Please
much.
subscribe, Michelle.
Just looking out to sea
Sign
for us.
Age
They've
Evans.
set the scene very well, and we'll be back with you. as you
Beautiful,
say,
look at that.
A little later on to see
Beautiful weather.
what's
What a lovely day
happening
for it.
throughout the morning.
Please subscribe to Simon Gems.